Let's consider Chapter 8, Drawing. With this chapter, we're going to start off looking at paintings from the early Renaissance period, and we'll be looking at the works of Raphael and Leonardo da Vinci, and kind of thinking about how historically drawings were used as a process that would then evolve into a painting and sometimes a sculpture. But how far drawing has come. And so this is an introductory into thinking about the different ways that drawing has been used historically and how it's being used today in a very different manner. So here we're looking at some sketches that would have been a part of the creative process for an artist that in turn turned these sketches into a final artwork. Moving on to a much more contemporary artist, William Kentridge, a South African artist, who's looking at the social justice of that particular country through his creative process by using drawing in a very innovative way. His drawings really move beyond the traditional way of thinking about drawing, and he's actually drawing and redrawing, and he's an artist who's taken drawing to a whole new level of looking at the concept of how we think about drawing, and that it's not just a static object, but it actually can be turned into a moving animation, which is a big part of his process and a big part of his intention as an artist. And so we'll be studying his work this week, and you'll be writing an essay about his process and how he uses drawing in a very innovative way. This week, of course, you'll have your e-textbook, and you'll be reviewing the different sub-chapters, Introduction to Drawing, Preparatory Sketches to Final Finishes of Artwork, Drawing Materials, Innovative Drawing Media, and then the other different parts of the chapter that will come up. We will have a weekly quiz. We will have 2 discussion posts for this particular chapter. One will be focusing on William Kentridge, and I'll be going over those prompts in a moment. And you'll be responding to 2 of your classmates' posts regarding William Kentridge's work. Your second discussion post will be the vocabulary, where you'll need to respond to one of the new vocabulary words that are introduced to you this particular chapter, Chapter 8. And you'll be responding to one of your classmates' discussion posts. There are a couple of PowerPoint lectures with audios that you'll need to listen to and watch to further understand the concepts that are being explored with Chapter 8 and ideas about drawing. Your first discussion post will be an essay regarding William Kentridge. There's a minimum of 400 words with at least 2 responses to your classmates' posts. You will be required to respond to the 4 following prompts for your essay. The first prompt: what are the main concepts in Kentridge's film, History of the Main Complaint? And so I'm going to want you to basically give me a short synopsis of what you think the main concepts are in the video that is required and any other research that you might do. Your second prompt is to consider, how did William Kentridge push traditional boundaries of drawing when he created the History of the Main Complaint? So I want you to kind of talk about some of the historical uses that drawing has had, and then consider how William Kentridge has pushed these traditional boundaries of drawing into a very new way of using drawing. Your third prompt, which kind of relates to the second prompt, will to be able to give examples of how William Kentridge's drawings can be interpreted as an innovative medium. So how did he take some of these historical uses of drawings and turn them into an innovative medium? So what is he doing differently? How is he using drawing in a different way? What is his creative process? Why is he working in this different method? And those are some of the things that you'll address in your essay. The fourth prompt is more about your ideas and your thoughts on his work. So I want you to think about, do you think his work is successful in communicating his concepts and messages in his work? So here's a place for you to use your voice. The other prompts, you need to actually be using the language that was discussed in this chapter. And I want to hear your use of the language in this final prompt as well. But it is an area for you to be more self-exploratory in your ideas of what you've gained from learning about William Kentridge's work and his process. You're going to want to review the required videos and, of course, maybe look at some of the optional videos as well before responding to this particular discussion post. You will also have a vocabulary discussion post for Chapter 8. So be sure to pick a new term from the lesson, define that term, pick a piece of artwork that you feel visually represents that art term, apply the concepts of that term in your essay. So if you've picked a painting or a sculpture, apply how you feel the definition of this new term relates to the artwork that you have embedded in your post. Be sure to have your post be a minimum of 200 words. Be sure to include a copy of the image in your post so we can look at the image while we review your discussion topic on the definition and the concepts of what you're relating to, how it visually represents this new term that you're discussing. It is also required that you respond to at least one of your classmates' posts. I hope that everything is going well. Be sure to complete any missing homework projects and email me if you have any missing homework projects so we can discuss any possibilities for partial credit. Thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you enjoy Chapter 8.